Hey, it's Adam from Edge. I'm down here on the sort of the exhibit floor in the Windows booth. Look who I ran into, friend of Edge, Paul Cooke, and security guy. How you doing?
Hey, great. Glad you found me.
I did. So one thing that a lot of people are asking about now is what's happened with user account control in Windows 7. Can you tell us a little bit about what's happened?
Well, before really going to what's happened, let's just kind of remind folks why user account control is important.
Sure.
It's really about helping to move folks from running as administrator to a standard user experience. I mean, when we look at traditionally the Windows platform, we look at XP and the way that things are there, people really had no choice but to run as an administrator because applications, they just assumed they had administrative access. There was no separation back in those days of building Win98 apps and the stuff.
Grew up from 95 and 98 without this concept of an administrator.
Yeah, so as XP was introduced, a lot of things, not only in the operating system, but third-party apps, didn't run well unless you're an administrator. So it's really about how do we work with the ecosystem, how do we change the platform in ways that allow us to really start to unlock for our customer base the ability to run as a standard user. And that's really what UAC is about, getting folks to standard users, helping those ISVs understand that they shouldn't be writing software that makes assumptions that they shouldn't be making, as well as changing the platform to make sure that we now really take a hard look at what's going on and allow folks as standard users to do the things that don't compromise security but give them the ability to run.
Okay. So in Vista, we basically had a checkbox, right? Enable UI. What are we doing now?
So in the 7 time frame, I mean, we obviously heard a lot of talk about the prompting situation. And so we've done a lot in 2 areas there. First, a lot of work to refactor the prompts, reduce the number of prompts that folks are going to see. So some of the top 16 prompting experiences in Windows Vista, we've completely eliminated a number of them. We've refactored some of the other apps into read-only portions for standard users, or even if you're an administrator, you can go in and see these things without having to elevate. And it's only maybe the right portions where you want to change settings that you need to be administrator. And for that small subset of users in the corporate space that still needs to run as an administrator, well, we've allowed them now to tune the default behavior for the prompting experience. So whether or not, at the highest level, it's still on the secure desktop, pretty much the Vista experience. But if you drop it down a level, it'll prompt you, but it won't prompt you for things that are built into the operating system. So the core things that people do a lot now will run without prompting. So
we can start dialing that down. How many prompts do you want to see? We've got some control there.
Yeah, and we do. And, we still have, the secure desktop there for a lot of stuff, and we need that for some third-party accessibility applications, make sure that we don't break compatibility with them. But, for folks that don't have a lot of those accessibility apps, I mean, they could, if they wanted, dial it down even further so that it doesn't even prompt on the secure desktop. Not my recommendation. I think the secure desktop's an important part of the equation, but for some folks, it may be something they want to think about.
There may be scenarios where you need to do that. And all these controls are available by group policy, so we can manage our machines remotely?
Yeah, they're available through group policy, so that can all be set there by, in an IT environment. For standalone machines, it's pretty easy to find the UAC settings now. You can simply go to the Action Center, which is that little flag in the bottom right-hand corner, pull that up, and the UAC settings are right in there so that, users can quickly and easily get to those and find them without having to go dig kind of as they did in the Vista timeframe.
Very cool. I know you've got a session that you're getting ready to do, so we won't take up a whole lot of your time, but thanks, Paul. It's been great seeing you.
Hey, my pleasure.